Testing 1 2 1 2. Hey, it's Jerry D from Tennessee. I've got a list of some stocks. I've been looking at a lot of stuff lately, and though I've not been doing many videos, cause some stuff is just trading sideways. For example, Shiba Inu is kind of trading sideways. It's jumping between 1-2 and 1-3. It did hit about almost 1-4. Might have actually hit 1-4 real quick and then dropped down to 1-3. But it's been more trading sideways than anything. So I'm just kind of sitting back and watching it and seeing what it's going to do. But this is a long-term hold. It's a long-term hold. I'm kind of anxious, would like for it to do something real soon. But a lot of this stuff you just need to... just wait on it. Just wait on it to mature. All right, so let's get into it. I've got a list of some things I want to talk about. So, AMLX. All right, there was a FDA advisory committee, AdCom, that voted 7-2 in favor of the approval of the Amylyx Pharmaceuticals Incorporated's AMX 0035 sodium phenylbutyrate. I'm sorry, I'm not a pharmacist, so I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. But taurursodiol for the treatment of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. So the shares closed up above 52%. So right here you see it's from when this news report come out. It's right now it's just $29.88. So as you can see, it had a slight drop. And then all of a sudden, she shot back up. She had a slight drop. And I guess people bought in right here back in June when they released some more news. And it started going up. And the people that bought in down in this area were probably selling right here to make some money as it was, and that brought the price down. But it come back up. It come down. As somebody unloaded some shares, and then it'd come up as people were buying in. So that's just kind of acting weird. Okay. So that's just zooming in. All right. So they've got the AMX 0035. And I'm not going to try. I'm going to booger that up trying to pronounce this, but I'm not a doctor. But it's a treatment for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. So, they're in 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th stage. There's a 6 that they're going into. Yeah, 4 to 6 vote. So, so they're in the final stages of approval for this thing. So they got some more catalysts in the works. Let's see if I can get this to scroll correctly here. They've got one for Alzheimer's disease that's in phase 2 right now of testing. So they met the phase 2 trial primary endpoint noted on March 31st, 2022. Phase 2 results reported that the treatment was well tolerated with a majority of treatment emergent adverse events, TEAEs, being gastrointestinal. And that was noted April 2nd, 2022. So I guess there's some people got some indigestion from taking this thing or something. but it's for Alzheimer's, so it's treating Alzheimer's disease. They have a AMLX 0035 for Wolfram syndrome, phase 1. The IND expected, submitted. AMX 0035 A35-004 Phoenix amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, phase 3. Enrolling. So they're doing another series of tests. It looks like these are similar drugs, but they're named different. So maybe it's a similar formula, maybe a little difference in the formula that treat different ailments. So that makes it a little interesting. So I'm keeping my eye on this, as you can see by the chart. I mean, there's kind of a roller coaster thing, but as they release some news, they tend to spike. These stocks tend to spike. So let's move on to Palatin Technologies, PTN. Currently $6.78 a share. So they initiated this phase 2 trial of PL8177 to treat ulcerative colitis. The trial is set to have its interim analysis in the first quarter of 2023. So right now they're 678. So at the end of the week, they had a slight spike right here. Now, if you go back into December 2021, this stock was up to $23. So I imagine a catalyst of this stock, they released news on a new drug release or positive results from testing. This stock can get back up to where it was and previously up to $23, and maybe it'll hold. But only time will tell. Like I say, it depends on the people that's investing in the stock, who's interested in the stock. Just, you just don't know until people start buying and selling in the stock. So right now it's down. So, I mean, from 23, it was $23. And it looks like it ended on the week trying to come back up. I'm going to see what it does this next week and see what the stock's going to go to. So let's move on to Marker Therapeutics. All right, so Marker Therapeutics, FDA granted Marker Therapeutics MRKR, Orphan Drug Designation, ODD, for MT401. It's antigen-specific T-cell therapy being tested in a phase 2 to treat acute myeloid leukemia. So this is a drug to treat leukemia. About yanked the wires out of my headphones. It's in phase 2, so they've got a little ways to go on testing. So leukemia is a big deal. I mean, a big thing. So what other catalysts have they got? They have a platinum sensitive TPI V200 platinum sensitive ovarian cancer drug. Phase 2 program to be discontinued due to the lack of efficacy. Okay, so they're dropping that, and that could be part of the reason why their price is down. So they have a TPI V000 triple negative breast cancer for TNBC. It's in phase 2. Phase 2 trial is still ongoing. They have multi-TAA specific T-cell lymphoma. Phase 1 to 2. They're fixing to get into phase 2 of testing. So Phase 1 to 2 trial ongoing. Phase 1 data reported that in patients who remained in long-term expansion of tumor reactive T cells was observed in their peripheral blood post-infusion against both targeted reflecting epitopes and antigen spreading, noted December 14, 2021. All right, so multi-TAA specific T cells, pancreatic cancer. This is a pancreatic cancer drug. They were in phase 1 to 2 data update at ASCO on May 29, 2020, 413 overall responses. So this is past stuff, though. This is stuff previous. So where's the updated? I don't know why they don't have the updated stuff. They've not updated this information, I don't guess. So here's MT601 pancreatic cancer. I guess IND planned for 2022, a trial starting in 2023. So this is in phase 1. They're just listing the stuff, but they're not in chronological order, apparently. And I didn't realize that. All right, until just now. They also have a MT601 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma phase 1 trials planned for 2023. So they've got a couple of things. They got one, pancreatic cancer, and this non-Hodgkin's lymphoma trial planned for 2023. And I assume these other two are still, I guess it's one and the same, though. I don't know. Well, actually, this is for lymphoma and this is for pancreatic cancer. So, and maybe they're using the same chemo for both types, is the way I'm reading this. That's probably how they probably have tried these on multiples and see what kind of results they have for these different cancers. So these are cancer drugs. So they've got some catalysts. They're down. Okay, so they've been on slowly climb down, and it's probably from news that where they discontinued this one is part of the catalyst that's caused it to come down. So they're down on the low, and they ended up on the week to go up, and they went up a bit. So at the end of the week, so we shall see. We'll see how it goes. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a crazy old guy in East Tennessee that watches stocks. All right, so what were we looking at? We were looking at Marker Therapeutics. Vistagen Therapeutics is the next one I'm looking at. They're just 21 cents a share. The same as the others. The price has just kind of been on a decline. And now they're kind of trading sideways. But let's see here. We have a pH. Well, let me read my notes here. So the ticker's VTGN. They underwent an interim analysis of its phase 3 Palisade 2 trial of pH94B as an acute treatment of anxiety. The review determined that the trial could continue as planned. So they've not had negative results. So they're going to continue testing and see what the end result's going to be. So pH94B, adjustment disorder with anxiety, AJDA, adjustment disorder with anxiety. Phase 2A trial initiated notice October 14, 2021. Yeah, tongue-tied. Phase 2A top-line data due in the second half of 2022. So they also PH94B, same drug, Palisade 2, social anxiety disorder, SAD, phase 3 trial initiated September 13th, 2021. Independent statisticians, might be the more correct pronunciation, recommended continuing phase 3 trial without any changes after conducting interim analysis of 140 completed subjects. Noted September 8th, 2022, top line data due first half of 2023. Okay, so somewhere between January 1st and June 30th. That we should hear some results on that. So they've got a few things in the oven cooking, waiting for news to go. And for a biotech stock, 21 cents a share. This stock had been, well, let's look at the bottom half of the graph here. Back in 2022, September 2022, about a year ago, we're looking at $3.25 from 21 cents, less than a quarter, up to $3. So if they come out with some positive news, you put this on your watch list and start watching the price and watching the news for any news of their stuff. They could get back up to. It's just a year ago that they were $325.88 was the high. So I'm keeping an eye on them myself. So Relay Therapeutics. Relay Therapeutics. All right. So Relay Therapeutics, NASDAQ ticker RLAY, reported data on its ESMO presentation, noting that an 82.4% confirmed objective response rate at the 7 milligram dose. All patients in the 70 milligram dose have remained on treatment. So they've not had any negative results from their testings, from their trials. It's pretty much what they're saying. So this is they mentioned, I didn't write that in the notes, did I? So let's see. This one here is in phase 1. So 1H20, first half of 2023, catalyst date. So again, between January and the end of June. Phase 1 trial initiated, enrollment continues, noted August 4th, 2022. Phase 1 initial data due in first half of 2023. So RLY 2608, this is a PIK3CA mutant tumors. It's a drug for mutant tumors, including HR plus and HER2 breast cancer. So it's breast cancer treatment. So this RLY 1971 and GDC 6036 solid tumors. It's in phase 3 1B trial. It's been initiated. So RLY 408-refocus. Cholangiocarcinoma. Cholangiocarcinoma, CCA. I hope I didn't mess it up too bad. Expansion cohorts initiated, noted January 4th, 2022. Phase 1 efficacy analysis from interim data on once daily dosing schedule presented to the FDA demonstrated confirmed partial responses in 8 out of 13, 62%, based on the end of phase 1 meeting with the FDA. The company has decided to move forward with the 70 milligram daily dose proposed, noted June 27, 2022. Phase 1 data reported an 88% ORR with an 82% confirmed ORR in the 70 milligram dose, noted September 8, 2022. So as they go forward with this, I think this is going to be a catalyst for the stock to go up. So this is cancer treatments, and you know, cancer is it's a serious thing in the U.S. It's hit my family. I'm sure it's hit many of yours. And any of these, with COVID and stuff, the past few years, there's been a real focus on biotech stocks. You know, especially concerning COVID and now monkeypox, and cancer. Cancer is something that's really people are looking into and watching as far as it's in the biotech stocks. Cancer treatments is like, you have news and the stock will spike just overnight off the news. A lot of them will. But you got to be careful. You got to watch them because sometimes they won't do what you want them to do. You kind of have to watch the charts and just see where the stock's going. Watch the time and sales and L2 level 2 trading, and that'll kind of tell you what the stocks are doing. So what's my last one here? REGN. REGN is just I guess on this list is the most expensive stock that I have on the list. $724 a share. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. So, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals announced that its phase 2 to 3 photon trial in diabetic macular edema and phase 2 pulsar trial in wet age-related macular degeneration both met their primary endpoints. So they met their goals. The trials utilized a fibroseptic as a experimental treatment for respective indications. So, as you can see, this stock is $724, and it spiked from right here's a low of $588 up $200 a share. $200 a share, folks. So you can make some money. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to get rich, but if you handpick some of these stocks, and I just give you a handful to watch, and one was less than a quarter a share, and so it's not exactly a penny. Well, I guess it is a penny stock, is it? What is I'm forgetting the rules on the penny stocks. I guess they have to be over $1 a share to be on the NASDAQ. I think they're OTC as long as they're less than $1. But since that other one had been $3 a share, they may be still. Let's go back to that one. Are they still on the NASDAQ? This is VTGN. They are still on the NASDAQ. So they've not been dropped off the NASDAQ. So they're giving them, I guess, the NASDAQ. I know if they stay below $1 a share, they'll drop them down to OTC. They'll delist them from the NASDAQ. And hopefully this stock will go back up. I mean, it's not going to be taken off where you can't trade. It just won't be listed on the NASDAQ. So I'm looking for this one to actually get back up to $3. It's going to get over $1, I think. with some positive news. They released some positive news, I think, because people's watching this. You can see there's been people in this, and I'm sure people that's been selling out of it as it's and bringing the price down, they have probably are still watching this stock on a watch list, and when it hits a certain price, they're going to buy back in. As you can see right here, the green right here, the volume here on this, actually that's behind me, isn't it? Let me hide myself. Let's hide this. This is a little better. All right, so the volume right here is green. So there's been a little selling right here, but there's been more buying right here. And there's been quite a bit of buying right here. So as news starts coming in, people's probably going to buy in while it's still in the lows. And as it goes up, you'll see some people selling off and taking their profit as they go. But anyhow, I think that was the cheapest. Was it the cheapest? VTGN. Marker Therapeutics is the next in line, 45 cents. Yeah, that's $6.29. All right. So these two, MRKR and VTGN, are good budget stocks that you might want to look at. Some of these others are a little more pricey, especially this REGN is $724 a share. But who knows what this one might go to? It might go to $2,000 or $3,000. I mean, look at Tesla and Amazon and some of these other stocks. So I just want to talk about some of this stuff. I've been looking at some stuff. There's not been a whole lot of excitement going on as far as the OTCs that I've been watching. A lot of stocks are still down. Crypto, Shiba Inu is still, like I said, it's kind of trading sideways. It's up and down between 1.2 and 1.3. So it got up, like I said, almost to 1.4. Let's see. Let's look at all right, so no, I'll just come back to your site. So let's go to here it is. So 1339. So you hit that peak right here. Let's go into it. Let's talk about Shiba. I done started down this road. Quit asking me about this. All right. So okay. So it's kind of, you go further out and it kind of looks more like it is trading sideways, but we hit 135. I almost thought we hit almost 1.4 right there, but 1.3, and then we drop down, down to 1.2. So we're just up and down between 1.2 and 1.3 right now. 7 days. How come that's showing different prices now on 7 days? That's interesting. Why is that like that? That's weird. Because the price is 1334. So why is it not reflecting? This is showing 1232. 123. That's just strange. Anyway, it's like as you can see, it's been around 1.2, and then gosh, we go back to 1 day. 4. Okay. That's weird how that chart's working. But anyway, 1.3. So it's running around 1.3. Hopefully this next week, maybe we'll see some news and the price will go up. So at least it's trading. It's been up and down, and I don't see any news. Yeah, other than, there's been news about the games being released. They were testing one of the games, and it's supposed to be burning some stuff. So I guess I need to look into some of that stuff. I think there's more than one game that's going to be released though. That's tied to Shiba Inu. So I guess I need to get doing some research and doing some videos on the games, on the progress of the games. So I think I did. I think when they did the testing, I created the last video was on Shiba when they were testing. But we'll go back to that. We're getting close to the time where we had the spike last year. About, I guess it was September, October. So maybe we'll see another spike of this time of year based off of the news, off the games, and some other things. Shibarium's supposed to hit. I'm just waiting for something to hit. So, they release a game and it's wide open. Everybody's playing. Whoever's going to download the game starts playing the game. We'll see what happens when they actually officially release the games and stuff. Is what I'm waiting for news about. See what's going on. But yeah, I don't want to try to pump the stock or get people too excited about it, because any of this stuff is a risk, and you really need to think about this stuff long term. You really do. I mean, with the interest that's in Shiba Inu, I mean, we hit a peak. That chart is just crazy. So right here if you notice on the left, oh, I see what I'm doing. Never mind. The problem is between the user and the keyboard. All right, because I was seeing the price over here on the left go to 1.7, but it's like the price over here is like 1.2. Okay, so I've got to put this vertical line right over the peak right there to get the price right on it. So 1.7. All right, so let's go back to 7 days. Oh my word, I'm tired. I've been busy today, but all right. So now that's 1.3. So 1.372. So we got close to 4. 1.4. We were getting close. If it would have went up on up, I think it has potential maybe this next week to hit, because it's looking pretty positive. I think some people's probably sold out right in here, and then it bounced back up. People were buying in because the price had dropped, and the price went up as people were buying in at market price. But 1.372, and then it's dropped back down to low 1.269. Then we hit. I can't center this thing on here. Climb. There you go. Finally, 1.346. This is very sensitive. 1.341. Okay. All right. So we're hovering around 1.3 on the price of Shiba. I'm still in it. I bought some more a while back, so I'm just waiting. It's a long-term hold. I mean, that's how you play this stuff. Is you buy it and you hold it and you wait for it to mature. I think there's a lot going on for Shiba with the games, the Shibarium, just different things in the market. The Web 3.0 with virtual reality websites and stuff are fixing to go full steam ahead. Another thing to look into is maybe some of these internet services. If you start searching and looking at some of these internet services, it's going to be part of the metaverse or involved with the metaverse. Maybe companies that's going to be creating websites and stuff like that. I think this is a good time to be looking at that stuff and seeing what. Now again, be careful because internet companies come and go. And they come and go fast sometimes, so be careful. Look at the stuff with the mindset. Do I see this being here 10 years from now? Do I see this being around 15 years from now? A lot of your tech companies, some of your old school companies you might want to look at, like AT&T, Dish Network, what's the other one? DirecTV. That was the thing. I did a video a while back too about Dish Network and DirecTV was working out a deal, and I don't know if it's going to be a merger. So those are some closing thoughts. Those are a couple of companies, or actually three, between AT&T, Dish Network, and DirecTV. So AT&T and DirecTV are kind of like sister companies. I think they kind of merged together, but I think they're still kind of separate. But I think they're kind of the same people. And I think the deal was DirecTV was going to look into the deal to where they all combined their resources as one to provide like internet services and maybe voice over IP type phones. I'll have to go back and look at that stuff. It was kind of fuzzy. And I think they tried to, Dish Network tried to work out a deal in the past, and it didn't quite, they just didn't quite agree on the terms, on how they were going to work the deal. And I think they're back into negotiations. I think the last I saw in the news, they were looking at opening up or continuing negotiations and maybe trying to get things worked out where they work out a deal. So those three stocks may, they may take off if they work out a deal of some kind in the future. News is released. So anyway, I just thought I hadn't made a video in a while. Things have just been slow as far as some of the stocks I'm watching. And again, some of these stocks are volatile. You can lose money quicker than you can make it sometimes. So just be cautious and watch the charts. Watch what the price is doing, okay? Don't trade off of emotion, but look at the volume and where the price is going on some of this stuff. I mean, so this price went up so fast though, see? If you'd been watching this and you saw this and the price started climbing on this, and you had $1,000, maybe $2,000 to jump up into this, and it was like around $575, and then and you noticed the price had gone up. The price was going up. The volume was going up. You saw this green right there, the green line, and you could have bought in right there, but maybe not quite hold right into the peak and sold right there at the end. Okay, you could have made $200 or over $100 anyway in that one little run at the end of the week. So that's, I'm just saying, for instance, you could watch this, but you got to be careful with a chart like this when you're going up like this, because it can drop. It can drop as fast as it went up. So you got to be careful. You really want to be buying in as the price is doing a slow climb like this. This is like a more or less risky scenario at this point. So you bought in right in here and you're watching it climb up off of news, and you hit up a certain, and just say, I just want to make 10%, I want to make 20%, and get out before you hit the peak, okay? Because you don't want to get stuck. You don't want the stock to just, it could drop just straight down. just like that right in here, just in a couple of minutes, depending on how people's trading the stock. So keep an eye on the charts. The L2, if you have access to L2, it's worth paying to have access for L2. So just saying, your charts and your indicators, if you add your indicators to your charts and look at where the price is going, that will help you a lot in your trading. So you can potentially buy the dips. So if you're watching a stock like this, and this is actually probably too high a price, that's a pretty expensive stock to be in. But I mean, it's like if you're in like a $29, well, if you go back to, here's one, $45 or 45 cents. Excuse me, 45 cents. So this one's been on a steady climb down, and people may be now. Here's the thing: people may be shorting this. I don't personally short the stocks because I don't like to bet against the stocks. I really don't. I don't want the company to fail. I want it to succeed. I want the price to go up. So, and it would not surprise me to find out that people are shorting this stock and the price is going down. But if you can find some stocks like this one, shot up just bam, and it went down pretty fast too, right here in December 2021. I mean, it went up. I mean, into November, and it shot up. I mean, bam, $23. And then it just dropped. But, if you sold down here, up here, and waited a few days, and it drops down up here, and then you saw it going back up, you could have bought again and made again another gain right here if you watched it. And then it's doing a slow, at this point, after this point, you want to be out of it. And then it's doing a slow drop in here. And then you could have bought right in here. And then sold up here. And then watched it go back down. It looks like it's going down. But you can get stuck. You be careful. You can get stuck in the stock too. I'm in the red on several stocks. And got to be careful. Got to be careful. So, I'm just saying that's what a lot of people that's what they do. Now, people like Tim Sykes, you see Tim Sykes he sells courses on how to, and this is not a paid advertisement, but I've watched some of his courses, and what he does is he's watching the charts like this. He's running a screener and he's looking for stuff that's gone up 10% or whatever, and then when they go up, if it keeps going up, he'll buy in and then he'll get out real quick. Maybe make 10-20% off the stock, maybe just 10%, and he's in and out in a day. But you got to watch that stuff too, because then if you get into a pattern day trader, you got to let the money clear before you reinvest. Okay, so there's like a 3-day grace period for stuff to clear out. If you buy into a stock with your gains off of a sale where you immediately sold the stock, then you can't sell that stock for 3 days if you bought into another stock, because that's a gentleman's agreement, violation of gentleman's agreement, something like that. Gentleman's trust agreement or something with your broker, and the broker wants you to wait 3 days for the money to clear because you don't have the money yet. It's showing in your account. They give you credit for it in the account, but there are some electronic transactions between brokerages that have to happen, just like you're wiring money to somebody or you're making a payment, out of your checking, an electronic payment through your checking. There's like a 2 or 3 day transaction period that the transactions have to settle. So if you're trying to day trade and flip stocks real fast, you got to keep that in mind, or they can lock your account for 30 days. Maybe as long as 30 to 90 days. I can't remember how. I'm gonna have to look that back up. I'm trying not to trade that fast on stocks now. I've gotten warnings a few times about that. They're like, you can't sell this stock for 2 or 3 more days. So be careful, okay? Be careful. That people like Tim Sykes is doing this kind of trading. They have multiple brokerages with different companies. You know, they might have a Schwab versus E-Trade versus Ameritrade. They may have 2 or 3 different brokerages, and they're just like trade. One day they're trading on one brokerage, the next day they're on another one, the next day they're on another one. That way, between the brokerages, you're given that grace period for the transactions to settle, you know, between your trades. So that's how those guys do it, not get in trouble, okay? But they've got three accounts. They've got pots of money in each account that they've traded with. So anyway, I appreciate you coming and watching my channel. I think I'm going to close with that. And just keep everything real. Keep your lights on, food on the table. You know, keep a roof over your head. Keep clothes on your children. You don't want to let those children go around naked. You know, winter's around the corner. You got to keep those children warm. So just keep it real. This can be addicting. Trading can be addicting. You can lose. There's a lot of people's lost thousands upon thousands, you know, in the markets. So just be careful, be cautious with all your trades, and just play it smart. Look at the news. Look at where the stock's going, where the price is going, before you know you make your decision on how you're going to trade. You know, look at the stock. Look at the history of the company. Look at the news that's being released. There's plenty of news sources out there on these stocks. All you got to do is do a Google search for the ticker or the company name, and you can find all kinds of information about most of these stocks. So anyway, with that, I'm going to close. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you have a profitable week this next week. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye. Bella's got to be right up under me, don't you, Bella? Oh, my word. Cloudy day. Looks like it may rain. Clouds out over the valley. East Tennessee Valley. And Bella, she's just happy to be around.